Yeah. So I think the key to getting a lot of those types of things done is having a really rigid structure set into place. Like you go to bed at a certain time. When
Hate it.
you get up early,
Hate
and
it.
instead of sleeping into the very last minute, um, and then you really make a routine of these things where you're working out 3 days out of the weekend, and you as soon as you get done working out, you
Mhm.
read, or you listen to audiobook while you're running or some type of shit. You really gotta have a really set rigid structure for these types of
And
things.
that's the downfall, is the fact of like I don't want a routine because I hate that. I always say like a routine makes me feel like human, like if that makes sense. It makes me feel like I'm part of the gear system,
Yeah,
and I don't like it. I always like just the freedom. But the problem is, if you want to get in shape, you can't just take 4 days off because you're not feeling it, and
exactly.
then be like, oh, I feel it. Let me go run that 8 miles I was running. Doesn't
Exactly.
work like that. Next thing
No,
you know, I'm mad I can't run 8 miles,
it's
and now I
all
don't want to run.
it's all about consistency. If you want to retain information from books, you have to consistently read that book. It's the same way when you're reading and taking information. I mean, like they say like your your capacity, or like the real ability of like how much you learned is your ability to teach it to
Exactly.
somebody. So to really become a teacher in a sense, you have to be consistently on top of those types of things so you can continue to work at it. Because at the end of the day, consistency is key. If you really want to learn what this book is about and the real core thesis of the book, you want to read it consistently. You don't want to go same thing with running. You don't want to go chapter one
Absolutely
and
right.
then
Yep.
and then the next time you try to make up for that,
Yep.
you really overload
Then you
yourself
don't want to
instead
do
of
it again
breaking
for
it
a
up into
while.
decent chunks, bro. You really overwork yourself and overload it. And then the other thing is the mental health behind it, because you put a lot of pressure on yourself to complete these goals,
Very true.
and then that pressure forces you to do that overwork. And then when you feel like shit from overworking and doing too much, you get that you give yourself that excuse to take that 3 day rest off, that 4 day rest off.
You just made so much sense, bro. Yeah, I
I
mean, you're
mean,
absolutely right.
because I mean, like just like you, I'm played with the same thing, and the worst thing about it is that like like I just explained it to you and how it works and pretty much how it feels, and yet that still can't be enough for you to like jump into it and really make that thing happen.
Just like, but I just like personally, I feel like I just have this disease, though. At the same time, because I feel like I do a lot more than most people. Like, I mean, I do go work 8 to 10 hours, Monday through fucking Friday, doing physical shit, getting shit done with my mind. I do come home and run 2, 3 miles twice a week. I do fucking read some. I do write music. I do a lot of things, but I'm always like, man, you need to do more, and that's
Yeah,
where it's like, well, I'm interested in a lot of things.
yeah,
That's the
yeah.
problem too, right? Because
Oh
like
no,
I'm like, all
yeah,
right, I want to read a book for an hour today. Well, now it's 7 o'clock. You're not going
yeah,
to go jogging, so you got to
exactly.
do that. You're trying to fill someone up in that time. Next thing you know, you half-ass something. You're on the game. You
Yep.
know what I mean? And I love the game too. Like,
Yeah,
like
you want
even
more time for that.
when you just said, I wish I played the game less. I don't feel that. Like, I don't wish I played the game less. I feel like the game is like second to my weed. Like, if I didn't
Yeah,
have
yeah.
it, I would go crazy, bro. Like, I love my games.
Well, I
I
mean,
love me
I think I
games.
play a lot more game than you do. I mean, because I don't just play Xbox.
Well, I
I play
wouldn't know what you're
computer
doing on
games.
the side.
I play
Yeah.
computer games too. You know what I mean? Like and I'll still go on and I'll do those 2 hours with you guys playing COD Warzone and shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, lately, like I haven't been like I haven't been feeling it as much. I mean, the glitches have helped. But I mean, like I mean, for the past, I mean, maybe it's because I'm super fucking tired right now. But I mean, like I've been going to bed early. I haven't been playing as much. I mean, like I'll play with you guys and it's just like I don't feel the want to kind of play it. I mean, maybe I just need a new game, but I don't like the other computer games I haven't played like that recently either. But I mean, I was playing
Okay.
a lot
I
of them, and I
got
was
you.
playing them a lot more.
See,
I was
right now
playing
I'm
a
on a
lot.
super cycle of games. So, like, my problem is actually that I'm not mixing up my games enough.
So I
So
feel
I
like I'm
fall
coming off
behind in
that.
other
I
games.
feel like I'm coming off of that because I mean, like there's probably a period where like there was a month where like, I didn't even play Warzone, or so, and I came back probably like in the past couple months,
Yeah. Well, I love the Warzone.
and it
Let me
really
get
took
started.
off. Oh yeah, I mean, I just had to take a break, and it really took off when they added those new fucking guns. It just felt like a different game.
Yeah, that was cool.
And I think that shows in like my like because I mean like my KD I just raised that shit up hella. It's just like when you have that passion that
Yeah.
fun for it,
Yes. Yeah.
you just put so much more into it. You know what I'm saying?
You're
It's like
absolutely right, bro.
whereas like if I remember before that it was like why am I even playing this game? I don't even want to. I didn't even feel like even if I was playing with you guys, I was like I don't want to play this. I don't want to play this anymore right now. I just don't just want to take a break and not even do it. But I mean, I know I'm also susceptible to play games, and I know I've done really crazy game binges. And I think I do them a lot more frequently than you do.
You've definitely done. I mean, we've talked about your binges. You've definitely done some more binging than me.
Yeah,
But like even when like you're talking about like a 6 hour game and sesh, like that doesn't feel bad to me. And it might be because I haven't really done that
yeah,
type of thing, you know. But to me, it's like just like all right, like, today I'm gonna come home and jog. Okay, today I'm gonna come home and game. The same way I feel like I love gaming. It's an activity for me that
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
enjoy.
yeah. I
Like,
do. Yeah,
and the problem is I prefer it over reading.
yeah, yeah. 100%. Exactly, man.
I'll read fucking
And
subtitles in a game.
and I think another problem with the reading aspect, we both, I don't know about you. I mean, I've seen the books you bought, so I know. But
Mm.
I've jumped in the books where it's like I just want to read on something that's like educational.
Mm-hmm.
Has some type of like real factual basis. But like yeah, you have to read things you don't enjoy. But I think a good start would be reading more things that you know you would enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just going for that, straight up, pick on that type of thing. You just go, you're like, well, all right, well, I might read Harry Potter. I mean, that's just an example. I might
Right.
just read.
No, I think you
Reading
have a
is good.
point.
I think
I
reading
don't
is
think
good.
that's my problem. I think you definitely have a point because, like, the book that I'm reading, I mean, I've read over 100 pages in it,
Yeah,
and I've read another book last year, so it felt good that I
yeah,
am
yeah,
reading some, and I'm reading that Native American book, the George
yeah,
Catlin one I told you about. So I'm super interested in it, and I do want to read it. The problem is when I read it, I'll read a chapter, and I'm doing what you're saying, where it's like I'll leave it alone for 2 days, then I'll read 2 chapters, then I'll leave it
I don't
alone.
even
It's like
know.
I'm taking it in, but I'm not growing it as a story. And like I said, I'm super interested in the book. But I'm also like an information freak, bro. Like I need super amounts of info. I can go on that save for watch later on YouTube, bro, and consume so much knowledge with that 10-second fast forward in my playlist there and consume so much knowledge in 30 minutes
Hmm.
that it just like satisfies this endorphin or whatever the fuck it is that like
Yeah,
just wants to fucking learn. Where it's like, I love what I'm learning in that book, but I'm only learning about this one specific topic. I feel like just our generation and like maybe even future as it gets more and more technology based, more people will probably be like that. Where like you want more. Like I always want more. I want to see something while I'm hearing something while I'm doing something. Like I like that. I like feeling like I feel like I can multitask. I don't feel accomplished just doing one task usually.
yeah. I remember when I did the same thing when I was reading in this book called Collapse, which is just about how civilizations thrive and how ultimately some great civilizations just fold. Um, and I remember like I would do the same thing where I'd pick it up and then I would put it down for a couple of days and then go back and just be like I'll start reading the next chapter and just be like, well, I really feel like I didn't even absorb it,
Yeah.
And I would go back and I'd read. I remember this book. I read the first 3 chapters like probably like six 7 times. I'm like I'm not even getting any progress in this fucking book. I've had it for a month now.
I
It's
told
like,
you the one thing that really helps me with that is reading out loud, man.
oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
that definitely helps
That's
me
what I do.
because I'm like it actually. And still sometimes I'm like, bro, I do this. I think about shit behind what I'm doing. I'm sure everybody does it, but I've always been like that, bro. And like I have to bring myself back to focus on the task, or I'll slip up because I'm basically in like a free flow state,
Yeah,
and I'm somewhere else in my mind, and I'm thinking about something different. Then I have to be like, oh shit, get back to this. This is a real thing going on here.
yeah,
And we're thinking about that and we'll worry about that later. You might be doing something. I'll be playing COD. I'm thinking about a job tomorrow or something, and I'm like, oh, I'll worry about that tomorrow, play COD,
yeah.
or I'm at a job and I'm thinking about God, and I'm like, oh shit, oh fucking frack, hey, focus on this DS.
Hell yeah, man. I mean, it's like I see. I like when I read, I definitely have to read aloud. Just because I feel like, it's cemented in there. When you say it versus like I feel like when I read in my head, I start going into like a skin pattern.
Yes.
Whereas like when aloud, you say it, you say a physical thing, and you just been like.
So that's why I kind of seen in my head when we were taking this camping trip, that I would try and go no phone. That's why I was saying that to you originally, because I kind of feel like that might be like a good reset, like help kind of get me off of that, always needing that so much. Like I always say the only time I want to be quiet is in nature. I always told everybody that. Like other than that, like I'm in the city, I like the sounds. Like I don't care. I mean, even the bad sounds, the ambos, the gunshots. I like opening my door and hearing shit, like everything that comes in it. I love. It's like You know, like I need to be stimulated. You
Yeah,
know, like I just
exactly,
get
yeah.
stimulated. I'm just like I'm cooking while I got my YouTube going on, you know, and I've got music playing, Survivor on the TV, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, I like it. You know, I like that.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, you know, the only times really that I feel like I'm not worried about that is when I'm out in nature. You know, on a hike or something like that, where it's like, all right, I'm just with these people that I'm with. And we're just doing the next part of this. You know, I'm not really anywhere else, and it feels good.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be at Six Flags and I'll be thinking about something, you know?
So I mean, I've spent some time in the country, and I've had extended periods of time in the country, and it's so like it's always such a nice break because when you're there, shit's so quiet. You don't have the sirens, don't have
Yeah.
that. But I feel the same way you do, bro. Where you come back into the city, it's like I do like the hustle and bustle,
Fire it up.
the convenience, the fast pacedness. Because
Somebody mug me.
Yeah, of course, I don't always think it's healthy, and I do appreciate that some of these smaller towns move a little slower. But at the end of the day, bro, that fast pace picked up,
Yeah, bro.
rush around traffic with the buses and the fucking sirens and
And I feel faster than that.
Helicopter.
You know what I mean? I feel faster than that. So it's like I feel like I'm ready for the next. What's a bigger city? I want a faster city.
Exactly, because this is a small city, bro.
Yeah, that's what I always told you. Like the two places I felt that from, bro, was Tennessee and Nashville, Tennessee, and fucking Miami, Florida. South Beach, Florida, basically. Like that's the only two spots where as soon as I got there, like my blood raised. Like my blood was kind of floating different. My blood was flowing different in my body, and I felt like this energy where it was like I could stimulate wherever I want it, like I could just go to, I keep using that word because I don't know what else to say about it, but like I could just do so many things at once. It's like, oh, I'm shopping for boots. I come right out of here and took a shot. Now I'm buying a fucking, little guitar, it's like, it was just like so much shit going on. Went down smoking weed, with a homeless guy. Next thing you know, I'm doing karaoke. It's like, I'm just all over the place. I just loved how much was right there. It's like
exactly
big and busted.
And
it was bustling,
and those cities, like, for this to be a city, it's a very low energy, low pop city. I mean, like it's very dense.
That's why they all do coke, bro.
But I mean, like
it's fun.
Hell yeah!
Just show them. Let's go see a light show.
I know it's fucking love coke, bro. I know it love coke. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, be careful.
Exactly. You know that would be the end. That would be the end of me, bro.
Bro, coke, bro.
That'd be the end of me.
You go to a city, especially
we're getting together.
You're somewhere
8 balls and shit.
You're somewhere like Vegas or Miami or Tennessee. And you're just like you're just like you're in a city that like has the same energy that like you're feeling, and it's lively, it's bustling, people are out and about and moving around. Like this city, like I always thought about it. You see any video in New York, people walking on the street, there's always, at least fucking 50 people on that block. You turn the corner, another 50 on that block. I could walk down Baltimore Street and see fucking 3 people, in the middle of downtown on a fucking afternoon Wednesday.
Dude, Baltimore Street shouldn't even exist.
They're dead.
Our fucking most popular street is fucking nothing but brothels. You know what I mean? Brothels and liquor stores.
Yeah, and then like the nightlife of Baltimore can literally be trekked in 2 days. Like you can literally go and see every happening spot in like 2 days.
One day, if I tell you stay away from a few spots.
And then they're not even fucking.
I take you to Fells.
I take anyone there.
I take you to Fells. I take you to Fed. I take you to Power Plant.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it has it's charming. It's my hometown. I love
Dude,
it, but I don't see why people come here, man.
We gotta take a trip up to Philly, bro. I told you about it before, man. Remember we went up there and that guy suggested that thing, bro. I told you we went there, dude, and it literally is lit, bro. Yeah, it's lit.
We went there that night.
it's what you're talking about. You want, you know what I mean? We definitely still want that night.
Yeah, and I mean, man, it's just such a, I mean, I really just want to go in. I mean, like, I'm so quick to be like, man, America's some bullshit sometimes. I'm like, man, America is really fucking beautiful though. We got a lot going on here.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of places to see. I'm like, I'm sitting there, I'm just like, I just want to go to Europe. I just want to go to Europe. I'm just like, man, I gotta check out America first. Bro,
how can you say you hate America? You never left Baltimore.
Exactly.
You've been at DMV all your life.
Exactly.
Talking about you hate America.
Yeah.
Bitch, you don't even know America.
But hold up. Before you say that, that's the thing. You look. When I think of hating America, I'm like, okay, well, you look at all the negative shit that like the fucking you see on the media about what these places are doing and shit. You know what I'm saying?
But you see the negative thing about the people. You assume that Wisconsin would hate you if you're black and gay or something, and you might run into somebody that doesn't.
I'm saying where I was like, it's like especially in like the Trump era, just like, man, I really don't like this place now. It's just like, Well, this place is fucking beautiful, bro. This country has a lot to offer, a lot to fucking see, man.
I know. That's
You
what
know?
sucks about like I almost wish uh that would just sound stupid. I wish that white people didn't have the privilege that they do, because I want to defeat the odds. And that kind of is what fires me up, and I would just love to just have that more motivation. It sucks knowing that like there's always that condensation, not condensation, condentation around, right? The sense of
Condescending, yeah.
no,
You know what you're talking about
no, connotation, the sense of, or something like that is the definition.
now? Not sure.
The sense
Anyway,
of basically that white privilege would get you there, and I forget exactly what led us to this topic, or I would bring it back to it.
I think we're talking about not like in America,
Exactly,
okay,
exactly. So basically, knowing that, how can I'm trying to put all these in together into one sentence. Who am I to say is the way to say it, right? Is I can sit here and tell you what I was about to say was who I am and what I bring to the table. I believe that I could go anywhere in America and I'll be able to get along with people because I'm a valuable asset, Do I say that from a point of white privilege? Maybe, right? Because there's a person that might feel like that's black and they aren't necessarily welcomed everywhere in America. And it doesn't mean that white people will be welcomed everywhere, but I'm sure I'd be welcomed in a lot more places than a black person would. That's just fact,
Not only that, but in the entire world, pretty much,
Yeah, in the entire world, yeah. And you can't deny that. So that's why I say I wish that was almost taken away from me. So like it's just another thing I couldn't use, because I don't want nobody to use nothing on me. That's why I don't want to take nothing from no one on my way up. Because I don't want nobody to say.
That's another tough thing when I think about being a woman, where it's like if you're a woman, you're not necessarily safe going to most goddamn countries, bro, in the world. You're not safe.
No.
You're fairly safe at night here.
I was talking. That's what I was talking to Kay and Kev. Like, Cabby wanted us to go, to Dubai. And I'm like, that sounds awesome. Like, I'm down. I definitely want to do it, but I got questions. You know what I mean? Like, I do it. And she was like, yeah, we'll go stay with, her husband's family. So that's a good feel. But we are staying, with some random people that I personally don't know. That's what I was trying to explain to Kay. Kay's like, look, it's literally her family, basically, which it is. And she's already been over there twice. So I'm super sure it's safe. But as a man, right, I'm bringing my woman to a foreign country that I know how they feel about women. That's just fact. Right? And then I'm taking her to a stranger's home that does live under that rule and under that ideology, I would imagine, right? I don't know till I get there, right?
Yeah.
But so what I was saying is like you do got to tread carefully. You do got to know what's disrespectful, what's not disrespectful,
100%.
because whether it's right or wrong, but you're there.
Not only exactly, and not only that, but like what you can and can't do.
Yeah,
I mean, like
legit.
If you want, you be like fuck it, go do whatever you want. But I mean, like literally, you go out, nightclub something, and like you're not wearing a fucking burqa or some shit.
Acid attack.
Who the fuck knows, man?
And that's just our projection of what the news has showed us.
Exactly.
And that's why, and it's Dubai.
And Dubai's supposed to be the more progressive side.
Yeah. I mean, so you imagine, but dude, but Dubai just let women drive. Yeah. Right?
That's Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia? Okay. Can women drive in Dubai?
I mean, it's probably recently. That they were able to get it done. You know what I'm saying? But even as a man, you have to be careful how you interact. I mean, like I remember, like there's this one dude got his ass beat because he showed the bottom of his feet to a bunch of elders. He stepped up, put his foot up like this.
Isn't it like
the soles? And it's like,
isn't it kind of true something with the right hand, right? Like the shit hand. Isn't that is a true thing?
I'm not
right?
sure.
I'm pretty sure that's a true thing.
I don't know about that one, but I mean, I know one is like you don't go pointing in other countries. You do the full like this, but like here, it's like you just go up this block right here. You can point. You can't do that in other countries. It's disrespectful. You got to do the whole hand gesture. I mean, it's just little things like that. Plus you're also American, so like people already have some type of idea about you. You gotta be careful about. you're a white dude, that may not fly in some areas either.
Yeah.
But you're typically better off. I mean, it makes you a target.
It's gonna work for you in more spots than it's not going to.
Oh yeah, but you also can't be. You can't be. You have to go in with the knowledge, but like you can't let that deter you from doing that. Shake with your wiping hand.
I figured something popped up.
No, it's just awkward. I guess it's. I think in most places you do your right hand. I think you do your right hand to.
In
Do
some
like that.
Asian countries, a hard handshake is considered rude. In Vietnam, you should only shake hands with someone who's your equal in age or rank. In Thailand, instead of shaking hands, you're more likely to bow with your hands together and up to your chest.
Which is cool. You ever hear? Do you know about the? Yeah, it's so weird how like places are so different, but decree which allow women in the kingdom to legally drive, with many saying that would help with them become
Become
independent.
varies in various ways. However, it's a historical
in-
decision. Instead of 26, women will be allowed to obtain a driver's license in the
In
kingdom by
2018.
June 18, 2018.
2018,
Yeah,
yeah.
so they're allowed to drive now.
Yeah, but it was only 2018. And it still might be something where like, okay, well, it's legally allowed, but like really, it's like you face some discrimination, and maybe they're more likely to get fucking jacked or assaulted.
So traditionally, men have provided the most ARAC countries. So there is a lot that they can't do.
Yeah, I think there was a couple that was arrested not too long ago for having premarital sex.
It's crazy long.
They had sex out of wedlock, and
This
somehow
thing
were caught.
says no restrictions to women can move freely 24/7, male or female, all are equally respected, better respected than in Western countries. Females can also visit pubs and consume alcohol. I don't know about that.
Paris of East.
Dubai is the crown of UAE. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I guess they got some rights over there, but that sounds like a little bit too much.
Yeah,
I don't know about 24/7.
I mean,
and they can drink.
And even if all that was true, it's something that definitely just happened recently.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, like even though legally, like I said, it may be allowed, but like, there might be some dudes that still fuck you up for doing some crazy shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the world's a crazy and dangerous place, but I mean, you gotta go out there and you gotta meet these people and experience it. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, like, I think if you were to be killed, traveling the world or something by chance, I mean, hey,
not a bad way to go.
I mean, it is
Hopefully you died doing something, not someone killed you.
Exactly. Yeah. 100%.
What do you think about that woman that admitted she lied with Emmett Till? Why do you think she didn't get arrested? Because it's not past the statute of limitations. What do you think it is with that?
Man. Politics. Simple. I think it's just as simple as that. I don't think you'd ever see the persecution of that. Because what's that? How long ago was that? 1955. What's she like? 70, 75 years old now? 80? 87. And I mean, you'd also would have to have it be opened up in Mississippi, like the county and the state would have to reopen it up against her and prosecute her in that district or state. And I think Mississippi would be one of the last people to do that.
That was in 2020, last time they wrote anything about it.
They had no compensation or anyone spent in jail for that.
Huh. It's weird, ain't it?
Yeah, but I mean, like, I think the simple answer is racism. I think it's as simple as that.
Posthumously vindicating Emmett Till does nothing. He needs to go to jail until family deserves money.
I mean, I would agree
throw
with all
money
that.
at it.
I would agree with all that.
You can always throw money at it.
I mean, and that woman goes to jail. I mean, you admitted to
does.
lying. That's a. I mean, that was against the law back then. You couldn't lie to police officers. Like, come on.
She got a man killed with her lies.
Exactly.
A boy killed.
Exactly.
She gotta die.
But also in a time where that I don't think
You
it was
lived your
necessarily
life.
legal,
You
but
lived your life.
you know, but I think you arrest her. You know,
They're dead.
but it's never going to happen because, like I said, it would have to be the county and the state of Mississippi, wherever that took place. They would then have to take that charges out against her. And like I said, Mississippi, I don't know if that's gonna happen.
That's why we're gonna make
they
a
they
village.
just took the Confederate flag out their shit.
We're gonna make a village, and we're gonna take up arms.
Are you saying we're gonna take her out ourselves? It's funny because like the only word that comes
No.
to mind for that is cult. Well, like that's just something that's been kind of like
I
programmed,
know.
you
I keep
know?
trying to break you out of
Yeah,
that
you know.
because I feel like that's what they broke you into, and that's when I was telling you about. Well, I got so big on the Charles thing, bro, because I've thought about this a lot, and I'm like, why is that, bro?
Yeah.
But Christianity's a cult, but it's glorified.
Yeah, it has deep
Why
roots.
is that?
Has deep roots, man. So I mean, like, so the way I look at it, you know, and I think why that is, you know, I mean, it's not saying I agree with it, but you know, there's this what some would call the status quo. You know, how deeply embedded Christianity is not in only the world today, but in history. You know, I mean, like from its early inception.
But like I told you last time, bro, they don't care until the people come. They don't care until people start coming. When you're out there, 10 people on the top of a mountain screaming to a different God, they don't care. It's when 100 people are there. Now it's a problem, bro. Now people think something. But you can do that all day long at these big ass mega churches. 2,000, 5,000 fucking people you can have come scream hallelujah. Or you can have these rich ass motherfuckers going to Bohemian Grove, not Grove. Is it Grove?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Bohemian Grove and burning fucking upside down crosses and shit and screaming chants. But somebody can't be on top of a man on top of a mountain with their own acres and preach to their own thing. That's what I was saying about David Koresh and the Waco thing. Obviously, David had some allegations that were clearly wrong, and he was doing it. But just like with Charles, you have to prove it. Not one person would admit that those things happened there. The only person that ever said that that was happening was a person that fled from there. So they always were saying, you know, that's somebody that basically wasn't with us. Now, obviously, like I said, he was doing that. It did come out. He obviously was doing that. He was completely wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he died. I'm glad they all died. That's what you. But you should have had behind the burden of proof that he was doing that before you kicked his doors in and attacked with guns.
Yeah.
Right?
And murdered everybody.
Attacked with assault rifles.
Yep.
Or not at first. At first, he does the murdering. Him and his people, bro. They kill more FBI cops. Well, it's not FBI at the time, but they kill more cops than they lose. They were ready, bro.
Yeah.
They had grenades. They had AK. They had ARs that were fully automatic, modded.
And that's the thing I was saying was, you know, when it comes to it, you know, I mean, like, you know, when it comes to something, you know, that I believe in, that's right, you know, it's like, you know, I mean, of course they won't want that type of thing, because I mean, like, you know, what's a real thing in the world, you know, is, you know, civil unrest, and you know, you see every day, month, year, there's new countries made and fallen, you know, because you know of like instability like that, and you know, and I mean, we've seen in America that they'd be willing to go to extremes to lock that shit down. The what's that one college? The University of Texas, or I forgot what it was, a university, where the National Guard opened fire on, like, you know, like thousands of unarmed students, you know, and killed a bunch of people that day, you know, like Tiananmen Square style type of deal.
What do you think makes someone great?
You think makes someone great?
Yeah.
I think it ultimately comes down to, like, well, I mean, great. I mean, like, what? Just great, you know? Like, what would, like?
There's a millionaire out there, right? Who grew up rich, got bought into a school, got put into a CEO position, makes 50 mil a year for doing nothing. Is he great? He's not great, right?
No.
But there's somebody like MLK who probably was never worth 50 mil, but he's great. Everybody, there's people at the top, and there's people at the top that we like. Why are they so against Bezos, but there's so much for Elon? There's a reason for that, bro. It's because of what they see. You know what I mean? People want somebody that's not going to follow the rules, bro. Somebody that is going to step out of the box and think differently. You know, people don't want that robotic world that Bezos wants. You know, people want that Elon world, you know, where you're linked up to shit and
And
you're in a crazy different world. You're going to Mars.
and I think it's also like the type of businesses they run. I think that's another big difference because I mean, when you look at something like Amazon, you know, you look at something that seems to be like a fucking I don't know, like I remember like you ever seen the movie Idiocracy? Like they had Costco and Carl's Jr. everywhere,
Uh-huh.
and like Brondo the drink, like where it's like that type of thing where like you know like they like that corporation will own and do everything. You know that and Elon, I mean, like, you know, he's gonna be that company, he's gonna be the space company, the boring with the internet company. This guy, you know, with his e-commerce, the fucking
hmm
Jeff Bezos is gonna be seated in every little bit of our fucking lives. I
Okay,
mean,
here's the problem.
pharmaceuticals, all that,
And
you
this is
know.
what I'm saying. Here's the problem when you privatize and you outsource too much. Why are all the great minds outside of government? Right? So the bottom line is like what Elon is doing. Obviously, I'm not here to discredit Bezos, but what Elon is
Oh,
doing
I
is
will.
shit that nobody else is doing, right? It's like off the wall, next level shit.
And he's the mind. He knows the technology. He
He
knows
knows the
the
shit.
rockets, bro.
You know what I mean? He's doing off the wall, next level shit. What Amazon is doing, like what you're saying is like, okay, well, they ever shut why should they shut them down? Because we both agree that we like Amazon. We like what Amazon provides, right? Why?
Mhm.
So here's my thing. Why isn't people in the government working on trying to overcome what Amazon has
You know what
established?
I was thinking about, bro? And you know, this may sound fucking crazy for private business and capitalistic America, bro. But I was like, I was really thinking about it. I'm just like, okay, you know, have the post office, you know, absorb and like nationalize Amazon, you know, China
I
style.
like the way
But
you're
like,
talking.
you know, but like not,
25%
but
of
like,
it.
I mean, like not like what China does, where they kill Bezos and do whatever, you know,
25% of it.
where you're like,
You're too big.
you're like, okay, look, yeah, you're too big, and you know, for two, you know, it's like you have a great service. The government can benefit off something like that, and I think that could be a you know a good thing for America. I mean, like it just because the post office is ancient, bro. You know, the post office is fucking ancient,
Mhm.
man. You know, it's based off fucking uh the cowboy messengers, the fucking the horse messengers that would run across from like Baltimore over into California and shit.
Let me tell you something I was thinking. What if Elon doesn't want AI because he doesn't want a greater mind on the planet Earth than his? What if he realizes, he's out here with these billionaires, what if he sees the same thing we see when he's with Jack Ma, where he's just like, someone's not right here. What if he links up with Bezos? He's just unimpressed. He's completely agreed in his head, that I've got something these people don't got, you know? But I bet there could be a machine, that could operate like this, or better. I was thinking that, and I'm not saying he's thinking sadistic like that. Obviously, it's conspiracy
Yeah,
style,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean, Elon has to be up there for best brains on the planet, right?
Yeah. That's the other thing, with Bezos, I think you saw a guy who originally created a wonderful thing. He started it. He's the one that, created it, but he's not the one that evolved it. The money bought that. The success came with that, where he was able to then, like, he wasn't the brain behind the evolution. You know
Mm,
what I'm saying? Like, he hired people for
right,
it, whereas Elon is the brain.
right.
You
Is
know?
there is there any sense in what if what if that was the government? Like, what if that was the government, right? But they just didn't let you know. And that's the reason they are able to accrue that type of wealth, right? Because think about this. What if the government did provide what all these services provide? I feel like then Americans would be like, this is too much government. You know what I mean? Like the
I
government does everything for
I
us.
was just thinking that.
So then you present it to them like, okay, we're gonna basically have this figurehead that we're gonna allow to be a billionaire, but
China
really,
style.
but I mean, they're way more evident with it. They're basically
Yeah, yeah,
admitting
yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah,
where
yeah, yeah.
like for them, it really could be a figurehead.
So that's exactly what I was thinking. Where, like, they'll sit here and say, well, that's too much government interference in what we got going on and whatnot, too much power. But I mean, like, just as easily we want to give that over to a private company, a corporation, nonetheless. That most people don't like big business type of deal. We like the
Yeah,
money,
guys
it
here,
generates money.
government.
But it's like, yeah, come on.
Yeah.
It's like the lesser of two evils at this point. We want to go
Yeah.
like one's
We're
good
like,
and
get
one's
big, but don't
bad.
get too big. That's where we're
Yeah,
at.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I think, And I think that's the one thing that like we need. Like, yeah, we hate China, communist dictatorship. But I mean, there's some things that we can really take away from China and what they're doing with their growth, and what they're doing with like their type of economy. I
For
mean, like,
sure. We've talked about it plenty of
yeah,
times.
yeah.
Did you ever see that Bezos interview where he's talking about the customers?
No, no, I don't watch Bezos.
Shit, bro. You should watch them all. Watch how they talk and watch how they walk.
Well, it's weird because I'm just like, this guy is like this is all scripted. This is fake. This is all like scripted on his behalf. It's all set up to like they're not gonna give anything away in this type of deal.
Trying to find this video here.
Yeah,
I don't even know if this is it.
that's the thing, man. It's just tough. Every time I see something like this, I'm just like, this is just fake.
Oh, here it is. So we're watching Jeff Bezos on why it's always 1 day delivery video. It's always day one at Amazon. That's the
Look at this
motto.
guy.
Look at him, bro. What's he got? You don't got. What is he? He'll give you that Elon feeling for sure.
No.
He's got a dentist.
No. Foot doctor.
BGYN.
A school principal.
Basically, every day after day one is you're a day towards death. Okay, this isn't the exact one I was saying.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, man,
The one that I was trying to find is where he's explaining how he's like they're explaining why they went from 2 to 1 day shipping, and he's like, well, what you notice is customers will be pleased with your service, and no matter how pleased they are, they'll always want a little more. That's what he says. And it's like, bro, it's the most truest thing, bro.
Yeah.
Like, no, and they want if it's a day, I want 8 hour. You know what I mean? Oh, do you do books? Do you do groceries? Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, think about like Warzone. We all love Warzone, but it's just like we always have feedback for Warzone on things that we want with Warzone. We got these guys. We want more guns. Oh, new map. We want a new map now. What the fuck? It's like. So I mean,
and there's just some poor soul down at fucking Activision or whatever, and just working his ass off Conan for 48 hours straight just so you can have a new color on the wall or some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I remember there was a big thing with like Blizzard and like CD Projekt Red where like these game devs, bro, are just cranking out all this time. They don't get paid for it. It's just like, look, we're way over budget.
They don't get paid for it?
Bro, people were not getting paid for some of this overtime they were doing, bro, at like Blizzard, or at
that's
CD
why people
Projekt Red,
jump.
trying to crank out these types of things, just having these crazy ludicrous. I mean, it's a big reason why, like, a lot of these companies and a lot of these like designers and like game devs are like unionizing, coming together and being like, look, this shit's fucked up. It's like, you guys,
slave conditions.
Exactly. You guys can't be doing this to us with these crazy deadlines. They're just like, push it back, push it back. It's like, well, I mean, that costs money. That costs so much money. You created all this stuff with this date on it, and now you got to change it all. Digital, anything printed, any type of like design things, or like any type of ads you already had made. All that has to go scrap. Now you gotta put the new fucking data out there. You gotta make a new commercial. You gotta make some new fucking designs, emails and shit. It's like, it costs so much fucking money, man.
That's why like the sports games have it the easiest.
Yeah.
It's like upload new title, give 1 or 2 new adjustments,
roster,
$60
every year.
Every year, same exact fucking system.
Whoever preached that, like that little presentation for EA, they're like, all right, look, Madden. They're just going through the all right, money, $60, a little bit more. Same thing. Update the engine for a couple of years, man. That dude fucking owns the company now. Probably,
That was the top guy, right? And
Yeah.
then there was a guy who came along and was like talking to his boss. He's like, I got something for you. What if we made them pay for what they wore, or pay for the characters, and we just gave them the game?
Yep. Yeah.
And somebody's like, "Oh, you are so stupid." Somebody said that, right? And then
Yep.
that guy was like, "Oh, I'm stupid." And then 5 years later, someone thought of the same thing and came in, right time, right place, you know? And the boss is just like, bingo. You got something. And that guy made them
Literally, it's
more
like-
money
it's like,
than
look,
they ever seen, bro.
How can we continuously cash off a game without releasing a new game? And it's just build on, release the game for free, build off of it, add shit.
Billions.
And then, like, you throw in stuff where, like, it's like, oh, well, you get the free map, you get new guns, whatever, it's all free. But the skins,
Gotta
the
pay.
skins, the blueprints. You want a cool looking gun?
a cool
the
face
blueprints,
mask?
You know what I'm saying? And the shit's not cheap, bro.
Fuck
Them
no.
packs will be
Dude,
like
they
fucking
make
$15.
billions. I know Fortnite made billions
Bro,
off of just those
bro,
skins.
Fortnite, remember how crazy it got for a second? Fortnite was one of the top grossing games of like all fucking time, bro. The amount of money that they made, man, like Epic became like like one of the biggest game companies because of that, bro. Fortnite is literally like a cultural icon and will be like something you look at forward and do. Like, y'all remember Fortnite? And it'll just be like, oh, dog, y'all remember Fortnite, man? 8 years old, staying up all night, man, just building shit. You guys playing the game. It's like,
That's their COD.
Fortnite.
That's their COD.
It's bigger than COD. It's up there with like World of Warcraft.
Yeah, but I'm
shit,
saying
bro.
it's like that
as far as,
generation's like COD 4.
like
COD, Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, and
That's what it is.
Not it's bigger than that, bro. Easily like 4 times, 50 times bigger than that.
I'm saying for them, though. Like as a kid, what would you compare Fortnite to as these kids? What game?
There's not a comparable game, bro. Because I mean, like when you look at a game that has cemented itself in like pop culture, bro, where people like you see people doing celebrations, doing Fortnite dances. That's a whole thing on TikTok. Like, the characters and like what they sold like it's like they have like memorabilia and collectible items and shit. Like,
so they are going down though. So
yeah, hell yeah, bro.
So 2019 they made 1.8 billion, which is still going down, whatever. But in 2018, 2.4 billion.
And it's still a huge game, bro. Huge game. What about Fortnite at its peak?
455 according to 1 million a day, 1.6 million for the app a day.
Yeah. I remember Epic Games, like the valuation because of Fortnite alone.
How much they made this year?
Fucking roof.
Damn.
In April.
It's forecast to be 5 billion. So it's going up.
Yeah.
Must be COVID. People got back on, I guess.
Yeah, COVID's a big catalyst. And
why doesn't it tell us?
see, I look at its peak, bro. Because what was its peak like was it 2018 or 2017? I'm not sure how long ago its peak was.
I feel like it was 18. Wasn't that long ago. At its peak, Fortnite brought in 372 million in December 2018, but as recently as last September, monthly revenue dropped below 100 million.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cash cow.
That's still. I mean, a game you created a long ass time ago.
Well, who the fuck's that? I don't even know those guys.
He was like a 14-year-old kid, 15-year-old kid who won a Fortnite tournament, and he won like $1 million off of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why are they saying 5 billion, but they're making 100 million a year? Something's not ending up and run.
I mean, is that Epic Games or just Fortnite alone?
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Not sure, but they were definitely bringing in money.
Yeah, but culturally, like that game cemented itself as like one of the biggest and greatest games of all time. It's just I don't know.
Is it the biggest game of all time?
Like it's like when like people like look back at like Mario, like
yeah,
it's that type of icon,
What game is that for us?
I mean,
Grand Theft Auto.
There you go. That's a big one. Yep, that's a huge fucking game.
Grand Theft Auto,
bro.
That changed it. That changed it for us. That's our Fortnite.
Yeah, everyone played Grand Theft Auto and shit.
You think they made more than Fortnite?
No.
Not
No,
even
they're
close.
No.
What about all of
Not
them
close.
combined?
All the GTA combined? No. Nowhere close, bro. Nowhere close, bro. You know the amount Fortnite has made to this day, man. That's probably the biggest thing was that Fortnite wasn't banned in other countries. You know, it's just, that's the biggest thing that affected it was that GTA was banned in other countries. That was the profit media, the most profitable single media product of all time.
Well,
An
estimated
estimated
6
$6
billion. That's just Grand Theft Auto 5? Is that what it's saying?
Hold up, click it because it has Fortnite post highest unit revenue. Check that out. Click the whole thing.
Is that link? In a staggering second year encore for a game that earned a reported $1 billion between its July 2017 release and May of last year, and it far outpaces the roughly 1.2 billion per year average of Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, with profitable.
With an
single
estimated $6 billion in revenue since its October 2013
so it
debut.
hasn't made as much yet.
Yeah, it has.
Fortnite, no, I don't think Fortnite.
I
Has
know because it's saying per year.
Yeah, but I think the per.
How long
year
has
for
Grand Theft Auto
Fortnite-
5 been out?
I mean,
Over
2013, so it's been almost 10 years now.
No. Oh, got you. Oh, they made 6 billion
Yeah, right.
total.
Grand Theft Auto V alone.
Right, but it's 1.2 billion a year. Wow, that's incredible, bro.
Yeah.
They deserve it for that game, though.
Yep.
They deserve it.
Yeah, that was a great fucking game. You know.
516 mil for Red Dead Redemption 2.
You know, a 2-month window was on sale last year.
I just want numbers. Yeah, so
yeah, so I guess
technically,
GTA is bigger. Yeah, but I mean Fortnite. Yeah, Fortnite's been huge. Bro.
Fortnite. Yo, Grand Theft Auto made 1.2 billion a year for all this time.
Yeah, yeah.
And for 6 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
I mean, people, bro. I think about how many the people that buy that game. People still buy that game to this day. If it's on sale, people will buy that game. You know, if
It
they
ain't
have
on
it,
sale.
You know,
It goes for 60.
yeah, but you can get it on sale pretty much every Black Friday.
For
every
what, 40?
Christmas. Usually for
35?
like 30 or something. You know. Yeah.
Okay, half off.
Yeah.
That's still incredible.
And then the other thing is that they sell like one with GTA Online is pretty much one like another big reason because GTA Online is fucking massive, bro. And the shit that you can buy on there, you pay like they have a microtransactions as well, where you can buy online cash and like you can get like a yacht, you can get mansions and shit, you can get drug companies, stuff like that.
Bro,
like,
I'm gonna
so
hit
much
up the
money on
chat. I want to see how many people got GTA.
I'll run
We've
it,
talked
bro.
about it so
I
many
have it,
times.
Yeah. It's fun, bro. We played it a couple of times. Fun, bro.
Let's talk.
Yeah.
Because you can get more than 4, right?
Yeah.
You can
And we'll figure out how to do those heists, bro.
Yeah, we'll
know?
figure it out.
Yeah. You know,
Be
'cause I
fun.
yeah, exactly.
Let's
man.
do it.
Yeah.
That sounds fun, don't it?
Do it.
Look, we still want to get on GTA. I don't want to go Fortnite. Okay. Okay, so GTA is bigger.
No. Bro, I wish you guys would play fucking World of Warcraft, bro. I wish you guys would play because I always think about. I'm just like, man, if I just had like 4 other people running this bitch, bro.
I know.
Bro, even
I just
2
feel
other
like
people,
it's
bro.
like the same thing we're saying about Coke,
Trust
bro.
me, I know, bro.
It's
I know.
Coke.
Yeah.
You had Coke and you can't get off it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm done playing it right now.
How long you been?
Huh?
When was the last time you
I
played?
probably hadn't played in like 3 months. Or so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
and before that, I probably didn't play it for like 4 months before that. Because like the only reason I played it was because like the new thing came out, and I went and played that. I was like, okay, it's cool. You know, now I'm off.
I didn't even go hard.
No, I never do. I haven't gone hard since I was probably like 19. I haven't gone
48-hour binge.
No, I didn't do that when I was 19. I wasn't playing that much. You know, I was playing it like COD now.
Gotcha.
You know, whereas like you know
6 hours.
It's like I remember I had Nebby and Todd playing. You know, that's
so much fun. It's fun.
So we're just playing, and that's the thing, bro. Like, I always tell you, man, but like, I wish I could just show you the game because like for one, you'll see how massive it is, and like, and then you just imagine it, you're running around in there with people. And then it's like, oh, you fight these guys, you know, and like, and it's like real time combat where like
I've always told you it sounds awesome though. It really does.
Yeah, I'm a mage. It's like, well, I got you know, tell them fireball or like you know frostbolt, and then you know freeze you, and then you know I hit you with this. You know, it's like it's all real time shit. Like if I'm a warrior,
yeah,
just smacking you with a weapon.
I worry about getting addicted.
Oh,
I also
it's
don't.
Time too,
I
bro.
don't like the fact that you don't buy the game. I don't like that. I don't like that I had to keep paying for that subscription.
Yep.
You know, that is kind of weird for me.
But the one thing you can do is like
when you like it, you like
what
it.
What they did recently was that you can now buy a WoW token with in-game gold. So if you have the in-game currency, you can then buy time with that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And I mean, it's all. I mean, it's all pretty easy to make. It's funny because like it works like a currency because it's like depending on what this is worth, it's like kind of like depending on what the in-game currency is like. 'Cause it's like backed by something now. It's
I
like
got
it's
you.
like tied to like the because the value of this WoW token, you can buy one for $20 and then you can sell it for gold.
Huh.
So it's
Oh,
like
that's cool.
yeah, because they had a problem with people buying gold from all these Chinese bots and stuff. Like you can just buy gold from people and use it in games. So they just started doing it themselves. That's how it worked out.
I got you.
Yeah. So it's like it's backed by it's like $20. So like how it's tied to the value of the in-game currency. It goes up and down depending on how many of these tokens are out. It's so weird, bro.
Bitcoin style.
Yeah, it's so weird, bro. Like, but I mean, it's like, and it still has a huge player base, man. Huge player base, and it's one of the biggest games of all time. Probably one of the greatest. It's probably number one up there, as far as like making money, or
You
even
think
having
so?
like because I think at its peak in like 2008, like I think the expansion was Wrath of the Lich King. I think it was like 12 million concurrent players or something that were like pretty much playing. Yeah, since release right there.
The game had over 100 million registered accounts by 2014 and 17 and had grossed over 9.23 billion
From 2014
in
to
revenue.
2017.
Wow.
And it's been out since 2004, I believe.
How much money did it make this year? 264 million
The revenue
for a quarter.
Yeah.
Shit.
But it's also an expansion year, so a lot of people pre-ordered it.
Shit. Facts are the facts.
Yeah.
Facts are the facts. That's a bill this year.
Yeah. And that's the thing, bro. Everyone, like most people that played it, will always come back going like expansions when they come out, and then it tapers off from there. But that's the biggest thing is that they make it's
82 million a year off that.
Yeah. $14.99 per month.
The levels course is definitely ushering in a new era of WoW, but that probably isn't enough to will everyone over for those reasons. It is definitely worth playing WoW in 2020 to see what the early days of Shadowlands are like as Horde and Alliance both usher in a new era for the iconic MMO.
Yeah. It's just like one of the ones that was just like the first of its kind, with like as far as like the game goes, the MMORPG. And ever since then, no one's been able to make a game better than that one. It's the original and it's the best one.
Don't they have a game that's like that where you like live real life?
They have plenty of games. Yeah, they have lots of games.
They have one where you live real life, though.
Yeah, there's
right?
one called Second Life. Yeah.
Is that what it is?
That's a crazy. I remember hearing about that like growing up on like MTV and G4 and shit. Second Life. That's probably even bigger than World of Warcraft because people play that all over the world. It's like it was like the first like almost like VR world, like this as close as you can get, where like you have a whole life.
Second Life, the user-generated virtual world generates almost 100 million in revenue a year, according to the report. Says that Linden has grossed over 75 million per year for the past 3 years, and the company is profitable.
Yeah.
So that's not a good sign. They added that at the end, so they must not be making that much more profit. That's how much they're making in revenue.
I'm sure it's dying, but like when you talk about the peak of this game, bro, like people, this was a weird thing. I remember being a kid reading this, and it's like I would want to play that game.
You never played it?
No.
Why?
I just never did. I'm not sure why. I just never did. It's not something I ever bought into. Because people, it was weird because like people were talking about like you have sex in the game and stuff and all that. It just seemed like a weird game. It was just like I don't know.
I don't even know what that means.
So 252 in-game currency dollars are worth $1 US.
Second Life is a virtual online world where users create avatars which can travel to worlds and lands called Sims, participate in role-playing games. Sounds like another game I might get addicted to be honest with you, because I love Sims, bro.
Oh, Sims is fun, bro.
Yeah.
Bray plays the shit out of Sims, man.
Dude, if we played like together, I would play it. But I do feel kind of like a loser.
I get bored with it pretty easily.
I feel like a less of a loser playing Overcooked.
You know what? The other thing I really like about Sims, I don't like doing all the simulated life stuff. I just like building stuff.
Oh,
I
love. Here's my thing. I'm always GM style, bro. So I love the building part, but I won't use cheat codes or nothing. So I have to go earn my money.
Yeah,
so I do have to get a job. I
You
gotta play the game.
Yeah,
But
exactly. Yeah.
I just play all the time with my sister, and it's like right away, $1 million, build a house how you want, don't get no job, just have sex, get a
Cheat
baby.
codes, yeah.
You know, shit like that. I used
Yeah.
to like working my way up through it. It's like, oh,
Man, I remember everyone used to. I remember everyone I knew to play it. Like they would always like they would play that. They would always like play it like crazy, and then like they'd be killing babies in there and stuff. And it's just like weird, It's like
I mean, you could play 2 players and
oh,
shit
you play a
though.
game.
You could play 2 players on one console.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, and that was
Yo,
cool.
Brian's boy with that fucking SmackDown vs. Raw multi-tap plays
Bro,
PS2.
that was my fucking game, bro.
What's up? You want to go half on the PS2?
How about do it, bro?
Let's go
That
on
should be
PS2
fun,
for
bro.
half, bro. Buy that Scarface game for us.
There you go.
Yeah, bro. Come over, have some sessions. Buy the SmackDown vs. Raw. Buy the Def Jam versus Def Jam New York and Def Jam Vendetta.
Yeah,
and have the multi-tap.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yo, I bet a multi-tap is going for hella.
I don't know, man. I think you can get them pretty cheap.
How much you think?
Probably $50.
That ain't cheap. It used to be $20.
Well, I mean, yeah, you gotta see something, man. Yeah, you got 5 controllers, right?
No, it's more than that. It's
$10. eBay.
No, I don't believe it. 25.
That was 25.
That's $25. I'd take that.
50.
Okay, any of that though.
That's inbox, bro.
That's all reasonable.
15, Come
on.
yeah,
$15 right there on eBay.
Yeah, nothing.
Probably find one on Amazon now.
There you go. 13 use.
You got an eBay account though?
You might even be able to get. You might even have like a. They might even make.
Wish?
You might even make something like that, bro. Nowadays.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, on Amazon or something.
Yeah. Just cause. There's always a mark for that.
PS2's going for?
At least $100, $150.
They gotta go for more than that, bro. I think PS2's going for $200.
$25, Slim. That one's $570, but it looks like in a fucking box.
Well, that ain't real.
What the fuck? $500 PS charcoal black. $500. 17, $500, $300.
Yo.
Damn.
I told you, look at all them games.
Bro, man. That's so fucking cool.
Dude, look at these
prices.
That shit's
expensive, dog. That one's $60.
Walmart.
That one can't work, right?
Refurbished. Fuck it.
Yeah,
the refurbished
$180,
one
that's
for
the cheapest one you
$180.
can get.
Pre-owned. You don't know if that's gonna work.
They have a retro game store at White Marsh.
Yeah, I go there all the time.
You might get out. You might be able to get one out there, bro.
I always go there and look at games. I always want to buy a Game Boy.
Yeah, you might be able to go. Might be able to get one out there, bro.
I feel like they would
GameCube
charge extra more than that.
I mean, that's eBay prices. eBay prices are never reflective.
But you know what, though? You know what, bro? You know who has that Scarface game?
Who?
That retro store.
Do they?
They have it up on display.
Yeah,
they know.
They know.
They
bro.
know that was fire.
I remember seeing it always on G4. Remember G4? Network? Yeah, I used to watch it all the time. I remember they had it on there. It's just like seeing people get balls and shit.
I'm surprised you didn't buy it.
I don't know, man. I never seen it before though. I never seen that game before, bro, man.
Right, that's crazy.
In GameStop, I never remember seeing Scarface.
Dude, we'd have so much fun, dude.
I never remember seeing any of my friends have Scarface. I didn't see it. I never even seen the physical copy.
That's weird. The Scarface copy.
Well, I remember like someone got Bulletproof. And they was like, "Bro, play it, bro. Scarface. Bulletproof. This is a fucking game." I remember playing it, just being like, "Holy shit, 50 Cent Bulletproof is that shit." You gotta get down the PS2 too, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. I beat that game plenty of times. How much do you think the Scarface game's going for? That ain't it.
2,500.
115.
$500 brand new. 1,750.
You mean 1,750?
Yeah, 1,750.
What the hell? This is crazy. This is just eBay.
Bro,
this is eBay.
You had to get the NBA Street too, bro.
NFL Street.
Yeah.
NBA Street.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro. That would be so awesome, man.
We gotta go kick Brian's ass in that SmackDown versus Raw though.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
See, this is crazy because I remember a couple years ago you just go to GameStop and be like, "Oh, refurbished PS2, $80." I'm just like, who wants PS2, man? Now look at us.
I know. I always wanted that game. I told you that.
Now look at us, man.
Vice City. Top 10 selling PlayStation 2 games. GTA 3, 8 million. Final
GTA San
Fantasy 10,
Andreas.
Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
San Andreas, man.
Gran Turismo sold 15
Bro,
million.
Gran Turismo was that
I didn't
game,
know it was
bro.
that.
Bro,
15
that was a
million.
fun ass
It
game,
was fun. I
bro.
played it. I
Yeah,
loved
that
it.
was a fun ass game.
GTA San Andreas, though. Just
Look
shattered
at
it.
more items. I think there's a couple more. What beat that?
San Andreas.
Final
I
Fantasy?
would buy San Andreas
It was
again.
probably Final Fantasy that beat it, if anything. I think Final.
I wonder if they still have online. Like, go we buy 2 and play online?
No, it's not supported anymore. I don't think. I remember even when
Gay.
I remember there was no
What should I
online
hit here?
community on PS2. You know, I think you just got to hit continue to recommend cookies. It's one of those cookie things. Yeah, I don't gotta worry about it. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts.
Tekken,
Yeah,
bro. That
Tekken.
was my shit. Chaz put me on that when I was young, bro.
Kingdom
Loved it.
Hearts. That makes sense. Final Fantasy 12. Metal Gear Solid. I remember that.
Metal
That
Gear
was a fun
Solid
game.
was dope. I didn't think it
Yeah.
sold that much.
It's considered up
GTA
there.
3 was awesome. All GTAs are great, bro.
Final Fantasy again, of course.
Vice City was great.
That was one of the first, yeah.
Damn, Gran Turismo. Check you out. Yeah, I
San Andreas, number 1.
Wow.
That was a fucking badass game, though, man.
That was so great.
I remember you can do the gang shit. You have your
That was
posse
the
running
best
around you,
part.
bro.
You know, I always talk about it to this day.
turf
The only
wars.
game that came close was Saints Row kind of did it. Where, like, you would own those parts of land.
Yeah.
And, like, at any given time, that place could be getting attacked. That's why I told you I liked about Scarface, too. You would own these properties, not just land.
Yeah.
And that you would set it up how you want it. Like, put some cameras up in here, and that would, like, make it last longer. Put some henchmen, shit like that. That was the same type of thing going there where, like, you had to go respond, and it'd be like a shootout when you got there. You had to kill them, and you would keep your turf or lose your turf.
Yeah, I remember the story in this one was just like fucking.
Oh, it was awesome, bro. It was the first one where you could get people in your car, beep your horn, they'd hop in.
Drive-bys and shit. It was just like, yo,
awesome.
what the fuck?
That was so cool,
on, man?
That was so cool.
I remember you customize your lowrider.
Oh, that was you gotta do the sickest shit in that, bro.
Boom. That shit was fucking. I mean, I remember playing that bitch for hours.
Yeah, that was. I played that the most.
I mean, you can use cheats in that one too. I remember you could do the flying cars and shit.
I always had my regular save though, where I didn't cheat.
Yeah,
always.
100%. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like even right now to this day, like I play COD. That's why I really can't play any of my games because I play so long with you guys. But I love it, So I play COD because I love it so much. But I play COD. Got the first fucking Assassin's Creed I'm trying to beat. I got Fight Night that's still running. I got UFC 4, just captured my second championship. Chasing GOAT status, I got my Madden franchise where I do the team. And then I got my Madden Face of the franchise where I'm just the quarterback. So I got about 6 games that I play at any given time. I want to play them all.
Yeah.
So it's hard to ever make like real progress in one of them.
Yeah, I only ever play really COD, with you guys. That's about it. Man, it's usually only.
Nobody know Xbox games at all?
I mean, there's not really many I play anymore besides COD with y'all. That's about it. I don't have. I mean, like I play some FIFA here and there, but not really much.
Maybe you should try that new Assassin's Creed, man.
I was thinking about it,
Yeah.
But I mean, like I still never beat the Origins one, So I'll just go back to that one if anything.
Bro, buy it up, buy all 3. Oh, you got Origins too?
I got Origins. Yeah.
Bro, go back to Origins and start it with me.
Yeah.
I'm right there in the first city. I just beat the first city.
I haven't gotten too far. I remember I just started exploring because I'm like, this map's huge, bro.
Yeah, that's what I did.
The first thing I did, I was like, yo, I want to go to the pyramids. I want to see how the pyramids are.
Oh,
bro.
I never went to the pyramid. I didn't know.
The pyramids, bro.
I can't get them at the first city.
Huh? Oh,
you left the first city. I beat everything in the first city.
Yeah, I did that. I did that eventually, but I just started exploring.
Okay, yeah. Right away, I beat everything in the first city, and now I've completed that entire city.
I'll play with you, bro. We can just chill in the chat.
Yeah, bro. Dude, go back and catch up to me. Like literally, I just finished the first chapter, so it's like 5.
I don't think I'm much farther than the first chapter. Bro,
all right, then I'll catch up to you.
Because like I said, I just started exploring and shit. I gotta go. There's somewhere I gotta go, and I just haven't done it yet.
Bro, we beat all 3 of them. You know what I mean? We're right all 3 of them, dude.
Yeah, because I haven't played one of those games in a while.
I would like that too because that's the only game I played with volume because I want to experience the game so you can play it in headphones.
I think it was like 2017. I had just gotten like the 1X again. Or whenever the 1X came out, I had just gotten it. I remember I was playing it. I remember like the one thing I started doing, I started going back and just playing a lot of solo like story mode games. Like I went back and played Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. And just got the whole story. I remember like that'd be my thing. I remember I'd chill out with like Kira and Nebby, do whatever. And then at night, well, dropped right off at home before she was even living with me. And
Just to see how it looked.
no, I was playing the story, bro. That's because that's easily one of the best fucking 3 games of like that I've ever played, man. Like it's one of my favorites.
I guess I've always hyped it up.
I love it, bro.
I never gave it a real shot.
Just because the way like you talk to people, like the way like you get a lot of information and stuff about the game from talking to people in the world, and like you can have like you have like relationships, and then like you build bonds because you're doing these conversations with people, and like you can either be like good or bad, type of deal,
Uh
and it has different responses for that. Choose your background, and then like depending on what type of class you are, you have different powers and shit. But like the story and the world, like world building, is just so cool because like you're talking all these different races of aliens and shit. You're on a spaceship, you fly here, you do a mission. You gotta go here now. You fly over there, you do a mission. You fly in different planet to planet, and then you're just like doing all these missions. You have side missions where like you can like get a cooler. You can like get a like you can find out the story from like your the people you take on your team, because like you can take 2 people with you. You have 2 companions, and you can learn
huh.
their story. And they're just like, man, you walk up to them and it's like, something bothering you. They're just like, it's nothing you should concern yourself about. And they're just like, oh, my family's getting attacked. My home planet. I just got a stress call from them. I was worried about them. And you're just like, oh, we can go figure it out. And you go, you help his family. And it's like, it's just a huge story in
Huh.
the world, bro.
That is
And
cool.
the 1, 2, and 3 has a nice, it was just a nice series. So you get a
Is
lot of
that the
story
one
with
you
there.
also can have alternative endings?
Yeah, you can change it up. Yep. Like I remember,
It's
like
like 3 different ones, right?
there's a couple because I remember the second one, like when you're doing a mission, you can lose I think like 1 or 2 people that like because like you get a bunch of different people you string along board, and then you can like choose from like 10 or 15 people to take out with you. You can take out 2 of these 15. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, or some shit. And like so, I remember like in this one mission, like it's near the end, like you got to decide if like you have this guy like pick the lock or like take longer, do something. And then like I remember I picked one and then he ended up dying,
Oh.
and like I got an achievement because like, I made it out with all but one, I only lost one person, but like you can like lose everyone or some shit, or
Wow.
like it's like the
So you
decisions you
probably
make
chose
really
the one to
change stuff.
lose one.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that type of deal. It was just like, oh, bro, I fucked with him, man, and he died. Bro, I fucked with him, bro.
I lost my boy
I
back
always
there.
took him out with me in the field.
He
And
was
he
my
died.
6.
Exactly. And that's the thing. I was like, man, this is a fucking amazing game because I love these characters that they give me, bro. You know what I'm
Wow,
saying? And like
that's
you're
awesome.
talking to
I
them,
definitely make
and
sure to
you're just
try it.
and like you just
I
like I
think it's
said,
on Game Pass or something too, though, or I
yeah,
got it. I might
yeah.
have them.
And like you meet these races of like, aliens, and like you learn about their culture and shit. And you're just like, like they were like, like you even though you're cool with them, they're called Turians. But like 100 years ago, there was a human Turian war, and the Turians are still humans and Turians are still like racist towards each other. So like when you see it, like you have a Turian in your squad, and then like whenever you see other Turians, they're like, "What are you doing with this fucking human, bro?" Or some shit.
Isn't
It's
that
like,
so cool how like that
yeah,
writing and just that game has such like artistic value?
yeah, exactly, bro.
Like
And that's the thing.
you've played it and you enjoy just the art
So
of
in
it.
depth, bro. Like I could give you all the different alien races and like culture and shit. Like the Krogan, they look like fucking like dinosaurs. They're like, huge, but they're like a warrior race, and they settle everything with like one-on-one duels. If you got a dispute, it's just that type of deal. And if that guy dies, he was fucking weak. We don't give a shit. And because they were such a good warrior race, so good at combat, this one race infected them with a disease to where they can only procreate so much, and now the species is dying.
Huh.
And it's like, man, and then whenever you talk to them, they're like, yeah, the Krogan, they could have taken over the fucking universe. Like, they were so powerful, and they could just
Oh,
like
gotcha.
create and just like it's just like I'm just like, what the fuck is going?
Uh,
Like, this has nothing to do with the story, but I'm just like
this is
learning
cool.
and just you can feel the world. And
Yeah,
it's
you're
like, man,
buying into the story.
it's one of
Yeah,
my favorite games, man. I love the
I
game, man.
like that.
I always tell everyone to play Mass Effect.
I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, just
I got a lot of
art,
games right now, but I definitely will keep that
artistic,
in
bro,
mind.
man.
It made me think for some reason about that African survivor I was telling you about. They were talking about this tribe that was there where the boys like they had to wait till they were 14 and they get circumcised when they're 14, and if they do so much as flinch, then their entire family is banished from the tribe.
Where is this?
Insane. In Africa, it's this African tribe when they did it in the Sahara. I
Hmm.
believe it's in the Sahara, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how you hear about that? I mean, like, of course, like when you look at it, like a new age is like wrong, but like, I mean, this is a tribal practice, man. I mean, you're looking at like ritualistic humans, kind of like in their in like an ancient form. I think it's weird that there's still hundreds of uncontacted tribes.
That's
You
wild,
know,
ain't it? I thought that they got a lot of them though,
I mean, the consensus usually is that they leave them alone.
because they're allowed to go over there and try to give them Jesus.
Well, I mean, there was that one dude. Remember, he got killed going over there. That one dude went to that island. It was an island where like they tell you stay away because there's a tribe there, an uncontacted tribe,
Huh.
and they murdered this dude because he went to the
Right.
island and they were just like they
But a
just
lot
fucking
of
killed
them
him.
still go. There's like that guy. They'd already killed other people there.
Yeah, they killed people there before. Like I said, I mean, it's known that they don't know shit about the outside world. I remember there was one time they're flying a helicopter over top of them and filming them, and they're shooting arrows at them. They're just like, what the fuck? You see everyone just scattering, like it's just like crazy shit.
At a fucking machine
Yeah,
dragon.
exactly. Yeah, that's the crazy shit right there, man. What's this?
This is info, and I was just trying to figure out if it would tell you about the tribe, but it's actually like all the info on Survivor for some reason.
I mean, that's the usually the tribe that they come in contact with.
Like they talk about a tribe the entire thing. Has anyone ever died? Oh, not during the thing. Yeah. So I forget what it is, but there's a tribe. A lot of tribes do stuff like that. Where they make them wait.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm not sure if you can really interfere and shit like that. I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, we of course, like, it's wrong, but I'm like, I don't think we should be fucking with these tribes, man. It's just like,
I think you just have to try and first talk to them. Figure out how to talk to them. That's probably first, right?
Yeah.
And then once you can talk to them, try to explain, like, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, how to live, but that is some barbaric shit, bro.
Yep.
And that is just dumb.
And
nicely.
I think it's wild that, like, like in this day and age that there's still stuff like that. But I mean, like, I say that, but like, just because I have the privilege of being in America, where like there's still plenty of places and countries where like they don't have electricity, running water, sewage systems, anything like that, but they're still part of like a country.
Yeah, I seen a thing the other day that was like that. It was like, don't forget how rich you are. You have water when you turn the knob,
Yeah.
electricity when
Yeah,
you flip the
exactly.
switch. You're
Yep.
rich.
Yep.
And that's very true.
Exactly.
Couldn't imagine have to walk to get water. It's gonna be tough, man.
When you put in the perspective of like how the real world works and like how other countries and people live, you are very fucking rich.
Yes.
Like I mean, like you may not be rich by American standards, but like you are way richer. I mean, like I remember there's it was in Bolivia. I think I'm pretty sure it was Bolivia. Yeah, Boliviars. Uh, they make like $4 a month, but they live in like a modern economy, and like hot dogs cost like $9.
What?
But like they're like the only way people survive there is because people go to America and make money and send it back home. That's what he's saying is like the average salary of these Bolivians are fucking
Yeah,
like
well,
$4 or
I
$5 a
mean,
month.
like look at like an African person that's homeless. They're out there fucking bones and ribs and starving to death. Bro, I don't see no homeless people in Baltimore starving.
No,
They're going through a lot of shit, but they ain't starving.
no.
They can go get water from places. You can go find someone's spigot, drink from it, even if they don't want you to.
Yeah,
In Africa, bro, you're homeless. You got nowhere to go. You better go find some water and hope you can drink there. You might
Yeah.
have to walk far as shit. You got nowhere to take it. You got nowhere to store it. You got nothing, bro. You're
That's the
helpless.
thing. Like as a homeless person, at least with like being here homeless in America, you can go steal from Walmart.
Not only that,
know?
but when you get sick, somebody is going to call the ambulance. They're going to take you to the hospital and take care of you.
Exactly.
They
yeah.
might, not treat you the best, but in Africa, they're just going to let you die there.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. In a lot of these countries, So that type of survival, it's it's like you're still very fucking rich in America, bro. In the perspective of like poverty in the world, I mean, like you got, like I said, like Bolivia makes fucking $5 a month on average, and I sit here and make
Yeah.
triple that hourly, whatever. So,
And mad.
whatever, and like I mean, it's all perspective. You're living in a country where like you are below the poverty line.
Did you see that video I sent you guys about Beijing and there's a million people? Bro, there's a million people in Beijing that live underground.
Yeah, I remember.
They're old bunkers and shit that they turned into housing, bro. And they're just like migrant workers and shit like that, dude.
I remember.
I couldn't imagine living underground. Like I just
I
don't
heard
like
they
that.
Were calling, they were like bunker people. Or
Yeah.
And there was like, well, they really don't care, but like they don't like talk about it and say go do it. They don't like whatever the word I'm looking for. They don't say go do it. They're just like whatever. You people live under there. It is what it is. It is whatever.
Well, they're the ones that made the house and under there.
Yeah, but I mean, like if you have a bunch of homeless people, I'd go live in a bunker under there.
Oh yeah, for
You
sure.
know,
You could
it's
put
like
all the
sounds
homeless.
like one of the better things you could
So you
do.
put all the homeless people on the ground.
Yeah, there you go. But I mean, I'm not even sure what the homeless rate is in China.
What about like mental problems
You
at
know, I
that
mean,
point,
like
bro?
I think people before people go homeless in China, they just kill themselves.
The guy I was with today told me, that Chick-fil-A up on East Point. He knows the people there that work there, and they had a dispute in there between two girls, bro. They brought in a fucking therapist, and they made them sit down between a therapist and talk it out, dude.
Wow, what the hell?
Isn't that crazy? That's crazy. And then here we are with like a migrant worker underground. Like, yeah, they said we could kind of live here. I'll make nothing.
Yeah, I mean, with Chick-fil-A especially, it's like you're in a low tier food service position, and you get a therapist.
Why do you think it
But
is that like Chick-fil-A just has that upper standard?
I think it's all about business image and what you want to portray your brand as. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think they really cemented that in, and I think it's worked out well for them. Because people view them as an above average or a fancier fast food
For sure.
dining option.
But people there make just as much as McDonald's now. You know what I mean? They both make 15.
Yeah, that's true.
So what is it that just holds that to the upper standard like that?
I mean, I see at least 20 people working Chick-fil-A. I only see about 5 people working McDonald's. I mean,
That's a good point, but they also have 10 times as much business.
yeah, that's true. That's very true. I mean, like
Enough to take off on Sundays.
You go to Chick-fil-A on Canton, bro. At any given time, man, there's at least 10 people working
Bro.
the drive-through. And bro, the way they got their systems going, man, like.
Dude, you're talking about every Chick-fil-A, dude.
Yeah,
What you just said was every Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
The way you're talking about with the drive-through, Washington Boulevard Chick-fil-A, bro.
Yeah.
3 lanes.
Yeah.
3 lanes, coned up, curbside pickup.
Yep.
You ain't even gotta go inside
Bro,
anymore.
In Canton, they have 30 curbside pickup spots. It's sectioned off, separate from the drive-through. They have in the parking lot. They just took it over. They set up their own thing. Just they have these 2 lanes coming. They have these traffic controllers all coned up, bringing them in, and they're turning business out,
crazy.
bro. And they got they're not even taking orders at the talk thing anymore. They come out. They're going out down to down everybody with an iPad.
Right, getting it.
And it's
they're ahead,
turning money, bro.
So when I was thinking about that, I had to do my research on it and really get to the bottom of that. I learned some things about Chick-fil-A. So number one, you actually can't even franchise a Chick-fil-A. You're just basically the CEO of that place. They can kick you out at any time. There's no contractual agreement. Number two, it's the hardest vetting process of any franchising process, where like literally they go into like an ethnic background, your religion, obviously all of that. And they choose, it's like only like 18 of them or 80. I can't remember the exact number. Opens up a year. It's like super low number.
Yeah.
And they also make it to where you have to be hands-on. You have to be there like 5 days a week inside of the store, showing your face basically. So I feel like little things like that, the people that bought it are there. Like, what did I tell you about my last company? That was the problem.
Yep.
The people that own the company, you never see them.
Yeah.
You want to see it. You want that. Like you said, your boss gave you that sense of direction. That feels good. Like, okay, this is what you see. Okay, I can find my spot in there.
Yeah.
When you got no sense of direction, you just feel like a pawn,
Yeah,
just
exactly,
like,
yeah.
oh, well, whenever you want me.
Churning money out.
Yeah,
That's
exactly. It's
We're
crazy.
here just to make money. I mean, of course, that's a business right there. You got to make money, but it's like when that's the only thing, it's like you don't see no innovation. It's just like doesn't make you don't want to stay at this type of place. You know what I'm saying? You don't want you want to see that type of thing and be like, okay, well, I could possibly take this somewhere and make more money, but it's like. You don't see that. What else do I got here? I'm not here to build you a business.
Right.
I'm here to make a check.
Right.
And I'll do whatever it is to make a check.
Why are you worker? What are you doing to incentivize me to do more? You have to. And it's not nothing like I'm a bad worker.
Exactly.
But like I'm gonna hit a point where like the dollar's not worth it anymore.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
I mean, you have to be able to, if you're expecting more, you have to be able to pay more. As simple as that.
Yep.
It's not being greedy. It's not being a shitty worker. It's nothing. It's just like knowing your value.
And that's the other thing, you're looking at something like, say you're at a company, you're like, okay, well, I see year-over-year sales growth. We're not getting more employees. I'm doing more work. You're making more money per employee now. Well, where the fuck's my raise? Where the fuck's the money? Where the fuck's the money going? You just pocketed this shit? You gotta give people raises in order to incentivize that type of thing. I mean, like if you want to keep good people. Cause I'll tell you what, I remember when I worked at Mission Barbecue. I mean, like it's just what I do. I just go work hard. I was working. This was a job. I needed to make money, so I was working hard at it. I remember they had just started opening. This was like at the beginning of Mission Barbecue. Now they have like hundreds of locations, but at this point they had like 4. You know,
Hmm.
and they opened the one in Canton, and I remember the donor, the people that were the CEOs, the people that were pushing it, were there for like the first week or so. And I remember he pulls me aside to the manager. He's like, this kid's busted his ass. I like this kid. I was like, oh, that felt cool. That felt good. But I didn't get a raise. I didn't get a raise. I mean, I did get more
Nothing.
hours than most people, but I didn't get a raise. I
Right.
wasn't full time.
I was talking to the guy at work today about the same exact thing, just knowing your value. I told you about those 2 quarters at Popeyes where I had the fastest drive-through times in Baltimore City. You know what I mean? But little did I know, I might have been the best drive-through worker in Baltimore City.
Yeah.
At that time, at 16 years old, just how much I cared. I didn't know how little of a job that was.
Yeah.
I performed in times 10,
Exactly, yeah.
Bro, you know what they used to give me? That's 2 times. You know what I got?
What?
A 4-piece. It was a coupon for a 4-piece, a side, and a drink. Yeah, that's what they gave me, bro, for having the fastest drive-through times, bro. What would make me want to go faster or
Exactly.
even keep this pace?
Exactly.
I need some money.
Yeah.
That was like the thing of my old company too, where it was always like, it's like, oh, we're gonna get you a new truck. It's like, I don't want a new truck. That's not a raise. It's like, oh, we got rid of our flip phones. We got iPhones now. I don't care about the iPhone. I don't care about the truck. I need more money per hour.
Exactly.
It's simple as that. And they used to always do like these gift card gives out. It's like you finish a big job, they might give you like a $50 gift card to Giant. I don't want a one-time $50 gift card. I want money on my wages.
And that's the one thing, man. I remember for I was for a while I was you're working beside people, and you do you're better than them. You work hard. You're more competent. You get more shit done, and you're making less than them.
Yes,
and you know that,
or even close to. If it's even close, there's times where I've been ahead of people, but I'm doing 3 times as much work and making $3 more.
Yeah, exactly.
It don't add up,
No, it does not add up, bro.
But the only way you gain is by speaking up, because like I always say, they're not going to give it to you unless you get it. I mean, that's just how some places are. So the progress I was able to make, it was me speaking up, where it got to the point where, I was a helper down there. And I'm like, look, I'm doing more than every other helper down here. And I make $2 more than the next helper, basically. And I'm doing mechanic shit, I need that step up, basically. There's a guy down there at that place. Bro, for 20 years, he's worked from 5:30 to 7:30 at Kaplan. 7 days a week, bro. 7 days a week. He opens it up and he closes it, right? So because you know everything at this place, even though you shouldn't, years ago, it became a problem with how low of amount of money he was making for the amount of work he was doing and the hours he was putting in. He was making 16 and they offered him 19. But he wasn't going to be allowed to get all that OT no more. Like I'm telling you, he comes in at 5:30, He turned it down, bro, for the OT because in the long run, he does make way more money. He's getting like 30 hours OT a week. You know what I mean? On that, it's like, what, 5 hours a day OT? Something crazy, But he is super valuable because he's willing to do that. He's like kind of like the shop guy. He knows where like everything's at, like all the metal's up there, the box. That's kind of what he does. And they used to always say, he leaves. This place would be in shambles, they'd have to really, take a while to really, which I don't know if it would, but it would take a while. And I'm like, well, why doesn't he know that? If he knows that, and you guys know that, you guys are his friends, like this guy's his actual friend outside of work.
Exactly.
And like on my last day there, like we're all talking about the people there and he was talking about that. That's why it's so funny because it's my last day. I'm like, well, if he knows, he's got them by the balls. He's the only one willing to do this. He's the only one that knows this. Why wouldn't he have argued for himself,
exactly.
To say, look, I want the OT and I want the 19. Yeah. I'm doing this, and this.
Or 25 no OT.
And if not, I'll go, these people don't believe in themselves, man.
Yeah.
That's the problem. They don't believe in themselves. Yeah. With that day that I left, bro, I went around saying my goodbyes. Everybody I talked to gave me their story of when another company offered them a deal. Every single fucking everybody I went to. They're like, yeah, in the 80s, I went to somebody offer, and they whisper. They're whispering because they're scared that people are going to hear still to this day. They're 70 years old. It's like, what the fuck is going on, bro? Yep. None of you took a chance on yourself. You know, I was telling you about that guy who I look at like the best glazer I ever met. What if he left when he was my age? You know, he could have went and done so much more. Instead, you stay at this fucking company and don't even care about you.
Yeah, and I remember like like this was like the first job I had where like I worked at it for a long time. All my other jobs been like a couple months here, a couple months there, but nothing ever for a year. Now I've been working at this place for like 6, 7 years now. And I remember there was a point where like I come in, I didn't know anything, and then eventually from other people leaving, I was put into a position where I was like the next step, and I need to be to learn other types of things and put more hands on in the actual shop and production. So you start learning the machinery, and then you're like okay, well, none of this shit is crazy complicated or hard. Once you learn it, it's like I mean I learned this, and then next thing you know, like I'm learning this even quicker, I'm learning that even faster. It's like, well, I mean, maybe I'm there's something just to me, what I'm saying? Because other people don't get it like this, and there's plenty of people around in the shop that don't get it like this. And I'm just like,
People
maybe
also
there's something to me,
People are also quitters, where there's like, I
Yeah.
can't do that. Oh, I
Well,
failed a couple of like that's why I
yes.
kept saying with the snowboard. I kept saying it's like a clutch.
Yeah.
Because for me, that was the close comparison where like, dude, anybody who gets on a manual the first fucking time, bro, you are horrible. Like, I don't care what you say. No one hops on a manual and just feels it right away and gets it over and over and over and over. Like, it doesn't work like that.
No.
You fuck up for, a week. You might fuck up for 2 weeks, bro, of stalling that thing out 35 times a week, Eventually, you're just like, in your head, you just feel it. You feel that little switch of like, okay, I know what this is supposed to feel like now. Just like they say, riding a bike, once you learn it, it's there, bro.
Or
Problem is you got to be willing to learn it.
even more recently, bro. Us going snowboarding this past weekend, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
We have zero experience on fucking snowboards, man.
And we
we are.
sucked.
Yeah.
And we sucked, bro.
Shit, yeah.
We ate shit all day long,
Your
bro.
willingness to just keep getting back up and learning it and grinding through and boarding.
Well, that's that's what I always say for me. Like, I try to tell everybody, like, for me personally, all I have to do is see if there was one other person at that mountain snowboarding good. That's all I have to see. Because to me, I feel like I'm capable of anything that somebody else can do. I really do. Like, I see that and I'm like, okay, if they did it, I know I can figure it out. I just haven't put the time in.
Yeah.
And when I put the time in, I'm anything. You weren't good at Call of Duty at first. I mean, who fucking does something for the first time and is good? It's just not a thing. You might have luck at first, but getting good, becoming great at something,
and
putting time in.
And maybe after a while you find you're pretty talented and it comes pretty easy to you. But that first time, regardless, is rough. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like we were talking earlier with like books or even exercise. It's a consistency to keep hammering that home and getting the muscle memory. You're sleeping on it. I think the biggest thing that with me, like if I don't get that first day, the next day I sleep on it, go back at it. It feels so much different because you slept on it a little bit, bro. There's something to sleeping on it, and just keep pounding at it the next day, and then keep pounding it on day after day, and then eventually you fucking get it, bro.
And also, there's like people like us where it's like it's not everything to us too. Like you're not so egotistical where you're afraid to fail. Where it's like, okay, if I fail, that's okay too. That gives you a type of freedom to learn. I feel like it makes you learn better because you already know, like, all right, I'm just trying this out. And if it's not going to work, it's not going to work. Maybe I'm not a natural, it might be something I can do, but it just didn't go well. And I'm just never going to enjoy it. It's going to be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like you're saying, you're going to feel a natural knack for things.
I remember when I was riding my bike consistently, and I was pretty much doing it every day to work that I could, and, even on the weekends. And, just like, there'd be weeks where, like, I'd plateau, my time, wouldn't budge. I wouldn't go any quicker. I wouldn't go any slower. And there'd be a, 1 week, come back after a weekend, I go back on it, I'm that minute faster, for the entire week. And then I keep that minute faster pace. I'm just like, okay, you stepped it up. You're that minute faster, shaving time off. You see that. And it's just like, eventually as you keep going up and you just see the work, the progress you're putting in,
Slow progression.
Exactly.
A jumper, a jumper is the perfect example, right? You got to put them shots up, man.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I really want to put time into, like, learning an instrument, bro. Learning an instrument.
Just another thing on the list.
And a language, bro.
I also want to get better at ball. Like, I want to ball more.
I want to ball, too.
You know what I mean? So it's like all this shit. And by the time I get home from work, I only got about 5 hours before I got to be to bed. I don't want to do all this shit.
Yep. I remember.
Am I not supposed to sleep, Elon? Am I not supposed to sleep, dude?
I was on Reddit the other day, and I remember I saw this. They had like this place called Unpopular Opinion, and this guy writes this thing. He's just like, you don't seek fulfillment in your career. Just use your career to finance your hobbies. And then, I mean, it was a very unpopular opinion. It's like, well, I don't want to give away all this time to then try to finance something as like a part-time endeavor. I want to learn an instrument full time. I want to do these things I enjoy as a full-time thing.
Right, but I think what he's saying is like how I was telling you with the GSP thing, where like he was saying he didn't like fighting.
Oh, yeah,
it was the
exactly
freedom it brought, right?
exactly
So
what
it's
I'm
like,
saying,
look,
yeah.
you could be a CEO, you might not like it, but you only got to do it for 5 years.
Yeah.
And then you got enough money to do whatever you want. You can learn an
yeah.
instrument for however long you want.
Yeah, exactly.
But getting that financial freedom, that is, liberating.
Yeah, yeah. But what I mean? Like, I think there's definitely two sides to it.
Even Rogan always says that, though. He had money. Yeah, he had money, and then he had Fear Factor, and he always says like Fear Factor gave me fuck you money, basically. Whereas like I got to do what I wanted to do for now, when I didn't have to worry about doing something to make money.
Exactly.
That's when you that's when you really can create.
Yep.
When you don't have to do that 8 hours at work.
Just explore anything.
You
Bro.
get up at 9 because you feel like getting up at 9. You woke up when your body wanted to wake up. You grabbed your coffee. You smoked your blunt. You took your shit. You stared out the window. You opened the door. You took the dog for a walk. Now you're just in this like good feeling vibe. You got this routine of artistic zones you go in. You come home and you fucking paint masterpieces.
Exactly.
Or whatever it may be. You
experience shit. You get inspired. You're sitting there. You're on top of a mountain that you've never been on top of before. You're looking over the clouds and you just feel inspired and you feel happy. It's spurring all of these thoughts.
Yep.
And then you put it on the paper into your passion, to your creations.
And that's why you see like look at us, right? We both said the same exact thing for our quarantine, right? COVID quarantine. It's like if that first week you were a loser, bro. And after that, you're like, shit, I got a lot of time on my hands.
Yeah.
Started working out.
Yeah.
Started getting shit done, bro. You know what I mean? Getting shit done around the house. You just had that time, and it's not like you're a loser.
Yeah.
So you're not like, oh, I got all this time. I'm just going to play the game for 15 hours, which I said I love the game. But you're not going to sit there and go, I'm going to play the game all day, every day. For me, I'll snap out of it. Like, just like I snap into a zone of like, all right, I'm a game for 3 hours. I can snap. I can be saying, all right, I'm a game for 5 hours, and then an hour in, I snap out of it. And I'm like, all right, we got to get some things done. I like getting things done.
Yep.
Even if it's around the house, I finally moved that.
Feels
I
good,
cleaned that up. All that trash can's clean. The kitchen's
one
good.
of my favorite things to do, man, I have YouTube videos going on in the background to be cleaning up and shit.
Yep.
And I remember this one day I'm cleaning, and it was during my quarantine, and Bray went to work. She was to work at the time. And I'm just like, I'm gonna clean, and it pretty much took me all day to do this cleaning. But she comes home. I'm just like, look, don't worry about cleaning anything. I know it's a little bit messy right now, but I'm doing my thing. I'm listening to this. I was in my zone. I'm like, I'm folding the clothes, and I got shit spread out everywhere. I'm putting it away, and I stop and listen for a little bit, and I go back and I just get into it. I was just in a nice workflow to the zone.
Felt good.
And and everything was cleaned up.
Getting shit done wasn't strenuous.
And I wasn't trying to rush it because I was like, well, I have all this time. I'm gonna spend all day cleaning and just listening to shit. Bro.
It's funny you said it like that because that's exactly what I tell Kay. That's exactly how I do things. Like even like if I clean up anything, I put them in piles. I'm always like, this is the pile that's going there. This is the pile that's going upstairs. This is the pile that goes downstairs. This is the pile that goes in the closet. Yeah. And then it just makes it easy to come scoop those things and take it right to there. Then I go to the closet. I clean the closet. And I take that thing downstairs. I clean downstairs. I do it just like that in segments. I break everything down like that. The guy I used to work with used to always say, you're real diligent, which is what it is. It's like you're thinking ahead, basically. You're thinking like, oh, well, if I do this now, like, I just, like you were saying, why doesn't other people get it? That's something. One thing that I always notice about with people is people like always remember to bring something, right? So like say I'm working here and someone's at the truck, they bring what I need. But then like when they leave, like say I need something else. So I ask for something else from the truck or, from wherever. When they leave, they don't take anything with them. They never take anything back. They just bring the stuff until it's all over. And then they take it back. Well, it's like, all right, I asked you to bring a caulk gun. You brought that caulk gun. When I'm done that, you could take that caulk gun or, if I'm done caulking, or you can take that old piece of glass as you're going to grab the new piece of glass. Why do you got to grab the new piece of glass, then take the old piece of glass? It's little things like that. Anytime you're leaving, you can always think, what can I take with me? Like the guy, Umberger, I say what I want about him, but the guy did teach me a great thing when I was, my first year down there where he said, you can tell when someone knows their shit when they know what comes next. If you're just standing around, you don't know what you're doing, because
Yeah.
any person that really knows their shit, they know every step of it.
Yep.
So if you're doing step 2, I know to do step 3. And if you're not done step 2 yet, I'm doing step 4 too, you know? And then when I'm done that, you're going to help on step 5. That's how you really get things done.
Yeah.
Like when I go on these big jobs, you know, I try to picture it in my head of like, okay, what's going to be, you know, the quickest thing that I can do? What's the quickest thing this person can do? You know, I might put someone on 10 hackouts right here, you know, because I can do these 3 that are alone. And by the time I get them done here, I
Yeah.
have 5 of them done. Little things like that. It bothers me that a lot of people don't think like that, you know? And it's like, so like just little things of like, you know, okay, let's bring it all up at once instead of keep coming down and getting it. Yeah, it's like almost like people, they like want to make it harder than it is sometimes, you know? Like, oh, I had a long day. They kind of want that. It's weird. But for me, like we're going to a job and I'm like, bro, like we bring all these up at once. I'm just gonna be bringing them out. You do, you know, you just hand me the glass cleaned. I'm gonna hand you the glass dirty. You know, you take that down, bring this up, and it's just gonna be like I could do like, you know, so windows like that, bro. Like at hotels, like I kill shit like that because the elevator's right there. So I'll just come right off. I'm banging a window out while someone's putting a window on the next floor. You know, I'm going down there, they're grabbing the window I just took out to take down to the truck. Like when you're
Exactly,
on
man.
that type of system, bro, you're on a different level than when somebody's like, all right, we're both gonna be here. All right, let's go down and get the you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
bro, you
I'm
don't even got a chance with me.
now, and that was the big thing, like, you know, the big difference between, like, you know, how I work and how this other person worked. You know, they would do things where, like, you know, it's like you both try and tackle the same thing, and it's just like, you know, even if one person's just doing something menial while you're actually just doing something big. Whereas, like, you know, the way I like to operate, you know, I like to have, you know, I want this one person to be able to finish it up by themselves while I'm working on something and getting something else
Yeah.
out the door. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know,
Or
this is all about, you
prepping
know,
something, you
exactly, you know,
know?
and of course,
Prepping, cleaning,
yeah,
working, something.
and if you have that break, you come over to support me. If I have that break, I come over to support you. But at the end of the day, you know, we need to operate like separately, efficiently, but also, you know, in unison, you know, at the same time.
Right.
You know, so we need to be in communication
And that's a
constantly, you
big
know?
thing, like when you're on that type of sync with people, man. Like that was what's so cool about when I used to work with Bill. You know, it's like if he was getting frustrated with something, it's like, oh, bro, I'll take a crack at it. You know what I mean? Go push that rubber in. I'll fuck with this screw. You
Yeah.
know, like little shit like that to being able to go, like, of course I can do it. If I
Yeah.
stay here, I'm gonna get it done.
Yeah.
But like right now, it's kicking my ass, and it's not. Anybody can do this. You know, when everybody's able to do that kind of circle of
Yeah.
events, I can go do something else. It's a nice relief. You know,
Yeah.
I might be up on be on a 6-foot ladder for an hour. It's like, all right, I know I can do the rest of these, but hey, you know how to do that too. All right, let me go do this. You go up on the ladder for an hour, so nobody's killing themselves, you know?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you know, I remember when I first got to this place, I remember like there was multiple times, you know, I'm sitting here and then there's like, well, you know, you did that quickly, or, you know, that was done fast. You know, I didn't expect you to do it that fast. I expected it to be done that quickly. You know, I mean, you get it. I'm just like, oh yeah, you know, it's like that's just how I feel. You know, I just get it, and I mean, like,
And you don't know
that's
it's fast until they tell you.
exactly, and that's what like maybe understood. I was just like, wait, well, maybe hold up, maybe I'm actually good as a worker and able to get shit done. You know, it's just like I know I work hard, but like I guess, you know, like, you know, it's just like, you
You
know,
just got the it factor, bro.
exactly,
Like
you
I
know, you just
say,
learn it,
you know right away when you work with someone new. Like you can
Yeah.
tell the first day you work with someone, you can tell if they got that it factor where it's like, it don't matter what you know. Like I always, like people would clown people down there, you know, that would have that it factor at my older company, you know, whereas like they would be like, oh, this guy, you know, he fucked that up, or you know, he measured that wrong. It's like, but that motherfucker grabbed that tape measure and went over there and tried it when he been down here a year, you've been down here 7 years, and you won't take a measurement,
Yeah.
you know, or he took that wood bead off. You're afraid of wood beads and shit,
Yep,
but they're
100%, bro.
clown that motherfucker, you know, that
and
fucked up. It's crazy.
and that's the big thing, you know. It's like, you know, when I operate and when I work, I'm not working on thinking I'm gonna fail. You know, it's like I mean, like, yeah, I make mistakes. I fuck shit up. You know, I made mistakes,
We all
but
have.
but I don't operate as if I'm gonna make that mistake or fail. I operate confidently and you know with
And
with
also
the idea
admit
that I'm
it.
gonna get it done right. Exactly.
I fucked up. I
Exactly.
don't fuck up often, so
And
I'm not afraid to admit
And
it.
not only that, but like, you know, most of the time, you know, when I go to people, I'm gonna say, like, you know, I messed up. I know where I went wrong. And you know, this is how I think I'll tackle it and change that in the future so I don't do it again. Type of deal,
Bro,
you know what I'm
so
saying?
my old company, you know, it's funny saying that. I gotta keep saying it. But there's a guy down there who, you know,
Old
who has
company.
HIV, bro. He does, and he's just very bitter towards the world, you know. And like when he found out I was leaving, they were like, "Oh, you know, my guy came over, my mentor, you know, my glass mentor came over. He's like, oh, you know, I'm happy for you, congrats." And that guy comes by and he's like, "He'll be back." Yeah, I'm just like, bro, you're so cynical. I just thought I was like, I bet you would want that, wouldn't you? You know, and then but then I'm leaving, you know, with my glass mentor. He's driving me home for the last day, and a guy in the shop left. The guy that pumps the gas left, and he's like, "He'll be back." he ain't gonna be able to do them trucks over at the post office or whatever it was now. And I'm like, bro, you only like me. You're still that person, but you just don't say that about me. But that guy, you're the same person as that other guy that just said that to me. You just ain't saying it about me,
Yeah.
But you all got that mindset of you want us to go, you want me to come back, man.
Mhm.
You want me to say it didn't work. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? That would make you happy. It's
Exactly,
sick.
bro. And they want you to be miserable here with them, And I mean, that's the crazy thing, It's like, I talk about all the time, I remember, I talk about it with the person Jen I work with, she's around my same age, and I'm sitting there talking, and I'll say that all the time. I'm just like, look, I want better. I want to move on. I don't want to live this type of lifestyle, whatever, and move on from this place and get something better, and just always looking for something more and better, looking for the next thing. And I remember this guy just like, oh, you over here being philosophical? You over here being philosophical, bro? Like, I'm just like, I mean, is it philosophical to want better things and to know that you deserve better and shit? Just like,
God forbid.
Someone here that's been there for like, almost 20 years now. And I'm just like, I'm getting philosophical over here, bro. I'm getting philosophical over here, man. Don't worry about it. You probably won't get it. I just, when you aspire for more, like people just look at you and just like, what more? Like,
And that's what's gonna separate us in the long run,
Yeah,
man.
I remember I was talking to some before, and I remember that I was telling them how much I make, and they were like, "Oh man, it's fucking awesome, bro. It's great. I wish you're not happy with making that much." And I'm like, "Well, no, because I know I deserve more. I know I deserve more." I'm just like, "The fuck? What?" That's me hitting the
Is that you? Okay, I didn't know what the
there.
face.
Yeah, just a chair right there, bro.
I got you.
Yep.
I was like, what the hell's I
Yep.
walking?
Yep, man. So,
but we're on to bigger and better things, man. We're gonna accomplish great things. It was another great talk. I ain't fucking eat shit today, but those goddamn nasty ass noodles. I gotta eat. Thank you all for checking us out. Love you. Keep safe.
Like, share, subscribe. We really appreciate y'all. Have a good night.